Hello there, my name is Rachel Lucky talk about animation, and today we're going to talk about Unicorn Warriors Internal Episode 6. In this episode was pretty interesting. The fact everything sort of went down what happened the last episode when Melinda killed the Cthulhu to the squid, but unfortunately they stole the machine, the robot. Then now they have to look someone to actually fix it, but they don't know how or when. Especially you find out the detective or the inspector, instead of cleaning up their mess and freaking out and trying to say, we can fix it. We're still looking for the criminals, don't worry about it. But the mayor, I think was the mayor, who basically chewed him out, saying, so every time you get the chance, they escape. It sounds more competent than anything else. And the inspector tried to defend themselves, but all between this sort of argument, a stranger reappears and actually tell them where is this sort of fox lady. It also explains she's sort of the responsible one, and they let him sort of lead them to there. But interesting enough, someone sort of set up that sort of tip. Someone who doesn't want the fox lady to be around anymore. And in fact, I found that sort of fascinating that I don't know who this person really was. You just see the hand getting paid by this sort of stranger to tell this sort of lie to bring the detective in the church so he can actually arrest the fox lady. At least that was sort of kind of interesting, but still wondering who was that person? What was the reason to rat her out? Was her one of her allies, one of her enemies, or someone trying to move the board so that person can actually take charge and take the evil power or whatever power that is through himself or herself. And that is sort of interesting because now we know there are actually three different opposed people in this sort of fight. The good people will be Unicorn Warriors Internal, the evil identity, and the third person. But we don't know what this person is sort of basically bending against. You don't know why this person want the Fox Lady to be taken down, on her to take her place, to take the power, or to help the Unicorn Warriors. And that's sort of interesting because you just don't know what's going on. Especially the Unicorn Warriors, they have their own problem. They have to fix basically the robot, but they don't know how to fix it. Also, the prince had sort of awkward conversation with Melinda, trying to comfort her, trying to understand her, trying to open her. But also, Melinda shuts down, like, remember the time you tipped to help me in the squid and left me there? Like, yeah, bro, it's kind of hard, you kind of screwed up. But at the same time, the prince attempted to actually explain himself, also say something very important about the robot, that he has some information could actually help the situation, but at the same time he doesn't want to. But at the same time, you don't understand. He's just fooling himself, trying to look good in front of Melinda, or not. He actually tried to say something, but he's afraid to because he doesn't want to, because it affects him sort of version of it. At least that's sort of how you interpret it, how he's sort of anxious, that he wants to tell, but he doesn't. And you think he's against the team or something else. We about to find out the next episode. But besides that, that was sort of interesting. Especially, you find someone else who wants to help the team and fix the robot. But the first time you met this person, I thought, if this sort of Dexter, I mean, you just seen the purple gloves. I was hoping it was Dexter. I was hoping would be his cameo, because in between this sort of conversation, the monk, young kid who wants to see the different timeline by using sort of in between sort of limbo, in other words. I know it sounds weird, like he can actually travel in time, but not the same way like everyone else. And I thought that's sort of fascinating, interesting, but the only problem is the young monk is still unexperienced how to travel the other world using the limbo world. So yeah, he's sort of kind of lost, but at the same time, he sort of accidentally went too far in time. You met basically Fang from Primal, that I was sort of surprised he has a cameo on this. I'm disappointed you didn't have Spear, but once more, you have one. I'm satisfied just having one. But this is the reason why I thought, oh, if we have this cameo, can we have Dexter cameo? And then I see the purple gloves. Yeah, I was hoping would be the first show that Geddy actually did would be Dexter reappearing. I was hoping too much, probably not. But if Simple was a completely different character, but hopefully it will be Dexter's ancestor. Once more, I'm reaching too much, but it's something sort of interesting. But besides that, the young monk sort of went in the future, or the past, this case, to find sort of a reason what to do next. But he sort of actually did find the situation or the time period he needs to be. Is the only part is he sort of being experienced in understanding the location he is need to be. Yellow that sort of kind of retrial over and over till he realize he is the right location. It's just he needs to explore and understand the situation. But once again, he's a young boy, impatient, unexperienced, doing the same mistake over and over again, on realizing this is the right location. I thought that's sort of kind of funny and neat to sort of explain why I'm saying that much, just to him sort of retrying to get you understand the limbo world is sort of complicated, but at the same time it's not complicated. It's sort of the experience now words. But besides that, Linda and the team find this other guy who can fix it, who I thought was Dexter. He was not. He was a complete different character. But he said he would try. He was interested of this machine that maybe he can fix it and not fix it. He didn't promise anything, but he was sort of intrigued because the design seemed so familiar, but at the same time completely different. That he felt he made this, but not yet the right time. So I'm guessing the machine was created more in the future, a couple more years that he has more experience, or the time he met Merlin. So that's sort of interesting. So in other words, he kind of can fix it, but unfortunately he can. It's like a 50-50 kind of deal because in the very end he did fix it, but he doesn't understand the core of the machine, what actually give it power. And that is basically kind of interesting because it leads to the elf prince explaining he knows how to, but he never has the chance till the monk comes back explaining that he's seen everything, understand. It's the elf prince. But once again, the elf prince doesn't want to go into detail because he doesn't want to. Not because he's evil, is he's scared. You just feel his sort of pain that he doesn't really want to because it probably hurt him in a way. We just don't know. But I found this sort of interesting, especially what happened to the fox lady that when she was sort of discovered by the detective or the specter, she attacked, ran, and trying to figure out how to get it out. At this point, she says, someone betrayed me. And that is sort of interesting now because you just don't know how big of the team of the evil villain actually have. Who is her allies, who is her connections, or why she want to be taking down one of her rivals. And that makes it sort of more fascinating. Especially she's got so desperate and attacked the team where they were trying to fix the machine. And that battle was great. The animation, like, oh my god. The fight scene, the glow, the sort of Super Saiyan homages, but it wasn't homages. It's sort of kind of just old-fashioned magic versus magic. It was glorious. And also, the prince did pull his own weight, shows what his sword is just a badass because he knows the incantation, how to kill the evil one. But at the same time, I love it they leave one question. After you defeat it, what's next? And they did defeat it. And that sort of made it more interesting that you actually did defeat the evil one, actually killed the fox lady. There is part of other evil villains, especially the creator who wants to fix the machine, but at the same time, why does he want to fix it? He's part of the reason why the fox lady was sort of hunted down the secret location she was, or it's just sort of accidental. And that's what they show. It's just so interesting because you just don't know how the portrait or who is connected to who and the reason why everything starts happening. And that's why I think it just grabs you because you want to know more. You just want to know what actually happened, especially with the Melinda, between everything, how she's sort of breaking down to herself, not sure how to feel, feels sort of betrayed to her other half, who accidentally went to travel in time and see her past, the reason why her motivation, how she is, feels sort of betrayed. That you feel all the emotion and also the animation, how it portrayed that emotion was incredible. It was gorgeous, amazing, and I cannot praise it that much. The only complaint I think I have is the fact I want more. Like 20 minutes is not enough to satisfy me. I think that's why the show is so great. If you want more, hopefully this is not completely a miniseries. Hopefully we'll get a season two. Plans can change depends how popular this show is. And assure you, it is starting to get very popular. It's hopefully be enough to get a season two. But besides that, I love this. I love everything. I even feel sad about the Expector. He being chewed his own ass by the higher ups. You feel sad for he tries, but he's not basically on his own death, the situation he really in. But besides, I can't really say much. The question is how you felt more. You feel the prince was a SOB, he was hiding too much information of the team, or he's trying too hard to get close to Melinda. Tell me down below, let me know. I got nothing else to say, just thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.